record button is on. All right, everybody. Does anybody have any guesses?
Lina?
That's a good guess. Anybody else?
Is it Kayla?
Can you imagine?
Hey, yes, I can.
If it was Kayla Caputo?
Never know.
Never know.
Guys, I missed it. What did you say?
All right. So I'm just going to wait for my special guest speaker to pop on. She is amazing. So once you guys see her, you will know how amazing she is. I have been watching her journey for a while now, and she's just a doll. Like she just exudes everything that I want to be in a leader. That's who she exudes. And I look up to her tremendously. Just waiting for her to pop on. And then I'll say all these nice words in front of her too, so she knows I said them. No. Okay, she's hopping on now. I'm so excited.
I'm waiting for the name to pop up on the top.
You were right!
Knew it.
Hey, I didn't even tell her. And she literally guessed it.
I was making everybody guess, Lina.
Hi, guys.
So I did a small intro about how amazing you are, and I just love following your journey, and I aspire to be the most amazing leader that you are, and you just have a way about you that just exudes just pure inspiration, and I think that every one of these girls could really use some of Lina's love.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, Kate. Hi, guys. How's everyone doing today? This is my son, Jordan. He's going to join us. He just woke up from his nap. Kate, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Yeah, Kate just asked me to hop on and just talk to you girls a bit. I mean, I'd love to share my journey because I think it's one that a lot of people can relate to. And for those that don't know, right, my name's Lina. I started in the business a year ago in May. And so when I started at that point, I was involved with another MLM company. And I was doing health coaching, right? So it's a very different approach to service where you're very hands-on, you're following up with people constantly about if they're drinking their shakes, taking their pills, going to the gym, eating their diet. Like, it's a lot of work, right? But I was very dedicated to my clients, very dedicated to like results and whatnot. So I took it very slow at the beginning when I was doing both companies. And it wasn't until Brittany, because Brittany's my mentor, right? Brittany was like, you have to be 100% in. Like, she was patient with me, but she was like, when she saw that I was hungry for more, she said, okay, how much money do you want to make? And I told her, and she said, okay, you have to be 100% in if that's what you want to do. So I made a decision to start focusing on Monet 100%. And it was an easy transition once I got to that point. It took me a few months, but it was an easy transition because the work is simple, right? This business is simple. It's a matter of sharing the products, posting on social media consistently, and then people come to us. I had that comparison to my other MLM company where it was like, oh my God, it was so much work. It was a lot of follow-up with people. It was a lot of just hand holding. It was very, very different than what we do here. So fast forward to 4 months into the business, I got my first market partner. So it took me 4 months to get that first girl to say yes to me. And she's now like one of my best friends. We've gotten very close. She was the MMB line that got me to Market Mentor. Super duper, like, just, she's my rock, right? So she said yes, she joined, and then I did not hit MMP until my 6th month into the business. So I share that because everyone's journey is very different. Everyone's journey is how it's supposed to be, right? There's a quote that I shared the other day about the universe is unfolding exactly as it should be. And sometimes we don't get it. Sometimes we question, we frustrate, we compare. We start to doubt ourselves. We start to doubt the business, start to doubt our mentor, our sideline sisters, right? Like, we just go into this, it has to be everyone else but me. But at the end of the day, it is up to us. It's on us to gather whatever it is that, you know, inspired us to join the business, inspired us to say yes, inspired us to sign up, because we made that decision to sign up. Nobody else did, right? So there was something that inspired us to do it. And you know, because our journey is like an up and down and a window, you know, just all over the place, sometimes we lose sight of that goal and that vision and that reason why. And that's okay. But it's so important to reconnect to that why, to reconnect to why it is that we said yes. And what did we see for ourselves, and what did we see as possible for our lives? Because this shit is life changing. Okay. It is life changing. It's been like a wake up call to me to say, wow, like I have the most amazing opportunity in front of me. I still have my own fears. I still have my own doubts, but it's given me even more ammo to go for more, because you see, as you move up in the ranks, your vision like expands and broadens, right? So I remember when I used to be like 5K, you know, for my volume, my team volume at 5,000, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's like, wow. Guys, my team just broke 30,000 by the 15th of the month. Okay. And that to me, and I say it in a very humble way, because it was like very eye-opening to me, like the possibilities and the opportunity that it is when you just really like tunnel vision focus and support your team. And if you don't have a team yet, you are going to show up as that leader that you will be when they're here, because that's what I did, guys. I was leading power hours when I had no team. I was tuning in to every single potential call and listening in, right? And listening in with my camera on, even when I was nursing him, like I was a hot mess, lack of sleep, eye bags like no tomorrow, right? But you still show up, and you're going to learn and you're going to absorb all this information that's shared on the calls. Even if you don't have a guest tuning in for the potentials, you show up. And you're learning how to explain the business presentation. You're learning about the company. You're learning, you know, what style is your style to lead. The power hours, you learn little nuggets here and there on how to make the best use of your time. And so we're given all these different tools, but the beauty of it is that we can make it our own, right? Whatever works for one girl doesn't necessarily have to work for the next, but you at least have to show up and give it a try. And it's like a sweater. You put on the sweater. If it fits nice and you feel good, you keep using it. And if not, you put it back in the closet, right? Same thing with this different techniques in this business. There's different things that you can do, like lives, right? IGTVs. And if you're scared to do it on your own, great. That's a good thing if you're scared, right? Because that means you're doing something new. That means you're growing and expanding yourself. So you buddy up with someone. I did I see Amy was on the call. I did a live with Amy way back when in December, right? And
I'm still here, but I'm working.
I see you. No, we did it together and we connected, and like, it doesn't have to be people on your direct team. Like it could be anyone, right? So you just step out of your comfort zone and you do it, and your followers are going to notice, your friends are going to notice, and they're going to reach out to you, and then bam, there's the opportunity, because you've been, you know, on these potential calls, because you've been on the trainings. And that's another thing, guys, listen to your trainings throughout your day. As soon as you wake up, plug in your little earpiece, and whatever you're doing throughout the day, listen to all the trainings and just absorb it. Like, eat, breathe, and sleep this company and this business, and your life will start to change, because you're gonna, when you speak about it, you're gonna execute that confidence, right? You're gonna have more, you know, confidence comes from knowledge. It comes from, you know, absorbing it in. So if you're not feeling confident in anything, you just got to learn about it a little bit more and practice. I used to talk to myself all the time in my mirror or onto my phone, and tons of videos that I never posted, but it was just me practicing over and over again, right? So it's just really finding what's going to make you become your own, right? Like there's only one Kate, there's only one, you know, Christina or Chelsea, right? There's only one of each one of us. And you just got to make it your own, because that's what's going to make people buy from you. They're not buying from you because of the products. They're buying from you because they like you and they're trusting you, right? So what makes Jenna stand out is totally different than Trisha, or, you know, so that's the beauty of it. And you got to just hone in on that. And the more connected you become with yourself, the people are going to tune in, because they want to see that side of you. They want to see what's different about you, what's up in so-and-so's life. And so going back to like my journey, right? So 6 months in, I hit MMP. And at that point I was pregnant with Jordan. And I was living at my mother-in-law's because we had just purchased a home. We were renovating this current home, and, you know, just in a huge transitional period in my life. and I was huge. I was very pregnant, very tired. But in my head, again, this is just about envisioning your goals and declaring them. And, it just kind of puts it into existence and things just kind of fall into place. And we were on a call, and I remember that they said, type in the chat box, where do you want to be by such and such date? What is your goal? And I just put, market mentor, and okay, like maybe it'll happen, maybe whatever, right? And you guys, things just started falling into place, right? And my team started to grow, and the hustle, and every day I was grinding, even during like up until giving birth, like I was hustling. And that one day I did ask Jessica and Britt to support me with my team, because I couldn't handle the chat, because I was like, having contractions and whatnot. I just wasn't feeling well. And like even at the hospital, I have 2 clients that came out of me being at the hospital from labor, because I was talking to everybody, right? You got to talk to everybody about this opportunity. But once you see that vision and that goal, it's like you have to, be able to do that. Give me 1 second, because I nursed him before going on the call, but of course, right? Yes. And see, that's the beauty of it. Like, I'm home, I'm working my business, and I'm able to do something like that, right? Like, just to nurse him because he needs it. Whereas before, with my first son, I went back to work, my supply dropped, and I had to stop nursing. Nursing is something that's very important to me. So it's like all these different reasons as to why I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, right? This was a big part of it. So finding for yourself in your life, what is it about this business? What is this business going to make possible for you and your goals and your vision that's going to make it worth being uncomfortable, make it worth, facing your fears, make it worth, stepping out of your shell, and connect with people. This team is amazing. We have girls from all different walks of life, right? Me and Kate connected, totally different aspects of our life, right? And we've just bonded. I mean, there's different girls on this team that I recognize that I've connected with. And that's the cool thing. But you have to be able to reach out to people and allow them to support you and allow them to mentor you the same way you show up and you mentor them, because we all have so much to learn from each other. So yeah, and then let's go back to I keep going all over the place. But so then I was pregnant with him, right? I delivered him. And then the vision became even clearer as to like being a stay-at-home mom. My parents are also a huge motivator for me. So like my parents are looking to retire to go to Florida, right? They want to go live there. And for me, it's like a very, it's selfish of me in a way, because I don't want them to leave. I want them to be here. I want my kids to grow up with them, but they're choosing to go because of financial reasons. So for me, it became a motivation to be able to say, listen, if you want to go for quality of life, totally, I get it. But for a financial decision, like let me support or let me help. And that's what really gets me going, because, my parents came, they left everything and they brought us over to this country for, the better life. And if I'm able to provide now for them, like that's everything to me. So once I had my son, it was like my goals just expanded and my vision. And once I became a stay-at-home mom, it's like, then what? Now the why is my team. Now the why is girls on my team being the sole providers for their family, right? I have women that's it. Monet is what's bringing in the income right now. So it's like the vision just expands and it grows. And that's the beauty of it, right? That we're all evolving and just being there for one another. And I'm just obsessed with this. It's become everything to me. Like, my family and friends know it. And now seeing like all like DR, like that was mind blowing to me. You know what I mean? Like, when have I ever been able to kick ass at something for a complete year, right? And your boss say, hey, go on a vacation on me. Like, right? It's huge. So you guys have to tune into that and see that it's available and possible and doable. And you have a great leader. Kate is an amazing leader. Trish is an amazing leader. Jessica's an amazing leader, right? You guys are really blessed with just phenomenal women on your team. And, stick to them like white on rice, like just go for it and be with them at all times. And they're going to guide you to whatever it is that you want to do. But you got to show up, be confident, be consistent, and just do what you got to do. Just trust the process. That's the biggest thing. So I'm sorry for just jabbling on, but
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love how your why has totally morphed from a kind of like a wishy-washy why almost in the beginning, and now it's just grown and grown like larger and larger. So do you think the shift from like being all in was because you were pregnant? Is that what kind of shifted the light bulb, or what was it in your
no,
the aha moment, you know?
I think for me, it was like realizing how big this opportunity was. And I mean, being pregnant definitely was a motivator, but the aha moment came from really understanding the compensation plan, really understanding, you know, that there's really no science behind work in this business. It's really just promoting. It's really just being consistent. And that's all I did at the beginning. I was just posting before and after pictures. And then it took me a while to like show my face, show myself using the products, right? But there's really no secret sauce. It's just doing the work. And once I saw that, because and also because I had that comparison to the previous MLM that was like a lot of work, right? It was so much more work than this ever is. I was like, all right, like I got to get my shit together and just make it work, because you know the opportunity is just, and it's ground level, right? It's like we're 5 years in, and everyone that's signing up now, like we're gonna grow, we're gonna boom. There's no doubt about it. Like everyone's signing up under us, so it's inevitable, right? So you got to build that foundation now, so that when everyone starts coming, you've already established for your business that leadership that you are. Like ask yourself, am I being the leader that would I want to work with myself? Am I showing up for my business in a way that's going to make other women want to show up and work for me, right? Because how you show up is how you're going to attract your team. How you show up is going to call people's attention and want them to work with you. So all that just kind of fell into place, but it was mainly, yeah, my son was a motivation, right? They were motivators, but I think for me, it's really understanding like the magnitude of this, you know?
Yeah, this business, I always say it's a gift, and you should be giving it to everybody, and it's up to them if they want to accept it or not, right? So you make a batch of brownies and you say, here, do you want a brownie? Some people will say yes, and some people will say no, but you don't get offended if they say no to the brownie, right?
Totally. And I honestly believe that we have a solution. We have a solution for people that are unemployed. We have a solution that for women that have goals and visions and don't want to depend on anybody to accomplish that, right? We have a solution for your hair needs, your skin needs, right? There's just like a solution for everything. And I honestly do believe that. And that's how I always present it to everyone on my stories. It's like, this is a solution. I'm not trying to recruit people, but like, if you know what I mean? Like I do it in a way that comes always out of service. Like if you treat this as an opportunity to be of service to people, it's going to come out that way. People are going to feel that and see that. Okay, Puppy. He's sleeping, if you guys are wondering.
Well, I appreciate you coming on. I think it's so good to hear somebody else's perspective and their journey. And because I do agree, everybody has a different journey, right? And you and I pretty much started at the same time. And it's funny, our journey was so different. The end result seems to be similar. But it's so funny how we have totally different, journeys along the way.
Absolutely.
Sorry,
does anybody have any questions or anything else that you would like for me to talk on or just tap into?
Yes, now is the time. Definitely ask questions. You can either unmute yourself and throw it in the chat box.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How, like wording wise, or like, I don't know, like I really liked how you talked about like making things a service for people.
Mm-hmm.
How did you like go about that, I guess?
I guess whenever I present, it's always about the person. So, someone is suffering from postpartum hair loss, right? I can identify that because I'm going through that now. So like, this is going to help you. It's always you. It's not going to be like, or they're going to join the team. It's like, you would be amazing at this. You would make such a difference. You are going to be a huge contribution to your household, to the team. It's not like it's not like me saying, I'm going to mentor you and I'm going to make you great and I'm going to make you, all this money. No, it's like you. And when it comes to being of service, it's like, really genuinely coming from that place of like love, like coming from that place of like, I have an opportunity that's going to change your life. Like, obviously it's going to help you to grow your business, but that's not the space that you're going to come from. Like, it's totally about your energy. Like, you have an answer for their needs. And And for me, I've been like on my social media, I haven't really addressed the issue of like people losing their jobs or being laid off or unemployed. Like I've continuously just been able to present it in a way that's like I have an answer, I have a solution, but in like a humble and grateful way, like not in a show off way, not like, I'm making all this, like just being in a way that's very genuine. And I don't think it's so much about the wording. I think it's more about like how you express it and the excitement you put behind it and the passion you put behind it, right? Like in a way that makes it relatable to people.
Okay. I feel like I've tried definitely like when I've gone live, I've been like, I'm only here to like help anybody who needs it or like anything like that. So just to hear you say that like we're really giving people a service is just like helpful.
Yeah. I mean, and to me that's important because I'm a nurse, right? So like helping people, and I see I think you're as well, right? Because
I'm
you're
the secretary.
So it's like, yeah, exactly. So, but like we're in a profession where it's like being of service to people is something that gives us fulfillment. Helping people gives us fulfillment. So for me, it's like being able to tie that in as well to what I'm doing.
Okay.
And like reaching out to people, reaching out to people and saying, how are you? Like, how are you doing during this quarantine? How's your family? Like, are you in need of anything? And then people come back and say, I've noticed that you're doing X, Y, and Z, and I noticed that you're offering blah, blah, blah. Like, they'll come and ask you about it. But like genuinely reaching out to people and checking in with them,
Yeah.
Cool. That's a good question.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lina, you hit MMP after month 6.
Yes.
And then did you hit your year mark like Kate did in your MM right now?
Yeah. So
you
basically
6 months from MMP to MM.
Yep.
Did you buckle down and did your 100% effort?
Yeah, exactly. Like I was like all in. And it wasn't until Britt was like, I think I got like some kind of check and I was like, wow, this is like amazing. And she was like, yeah. She's like, how much do you want to make? And I was like, okay, I want to make this. And she was like, okay, this is what you need to do. And the really amazing part of my journey with Britt is that she has been so patient with me. She's allowed me to be on my journey. She never pressured me. I never felt like, I just felt like I was able to just flourish on my own pace. And because of that, I think I just trusted her. And when she said, you got to give this 100% and just allow me to guide you. And I trusted her because she hadn't steered me wrong all along. Right. And I didn't know Britt at all before this. We knew, we have mutual connections, but like, I didn't know her. I never spoke to her. But yeah, it was the 6 months of just consistency, late nights, right? Like be willing to sacrifice. And for me, that sacrifice came with sleep. I mean, I'm not sleeping regardless because of the kids, but whatever. But just being consistent and that's, whatever it is that you can sacrifice. Right now, it's so easy to get distracted because we're home, right? And so tons of other things come up. But if you look at this as an opportunity to really boom your business and set that foundation for when things do go back to normal, like you're going to be solid, you're going to be set. Because everyone's home, everyone's on social media, everyone's looking for something to do, right? And if you come from that space of, I have an opportunity for you, you're home anyways, like, let's do this. Like, I'll guide you, I'll mentor you. You'll have an amazing group of women behind you. And just, buckling down, 100% focus. I really try not to like compare my journey with other people because everyone does it so differently, right? Like, everyone's so, and it's very easy for me to say, well, that girl's growing and I'm not freaking growing. Imagine 6 months without doing diddly squat. It was hard, right? But once you become, like you got to reflect on yourself. And are you showing up? Are you doing what you need to do that you need to do, right? Like nobody needs to tell you what to do. We all know the trainings, the virtual calls, the way that we show up on a call, I think to me is really important. Having your camera on, having your notebook ready, taking notes. This is your business. Nobody else's business but yours. And then implementing what we're learning. It's not only just tuning into multiple calls and not really taking action. You got to really want it. And if your why is not motivating you, then talk to Kate and figure out what will. Dig deep. Because the higher I go up in this business, the wider, the braver I get with my dreams, the braver I get with my goals. And it's like I give myself that freedom to just whatever, my little heart's desire. And that's the cool part. Like it's real, it's tangible,
Yeah, I agree. It's definitely allowed at least myself, and it sounds like you, just to dream even bigger than you ever thought imaginable. And you touched upon something that I think is really important too, is sometimes you do have to make sacrifices, but they're short-term sacrifices for long-term big goals, So yeah, well, now it's a little bit different because we can't go anywhere, but even before quarantine, I would miss a girls' night. I would miss a this, I would miss a that, because I had a potential call, or I had a this. I had to make some sacrifices, but those sacrifices were so worth it.
Totally.
Because who cares? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, you miss one thing, you miss two things, but are your goals and your dreams and your why big enough? Then it's worth making that short-term sacrifice.
And you know what? It falls into other areas. It's not just your business. Like, as you become 100% into your business, it'll overflow into all areas of your life, because it's just who you're being. It's what you're gonna, like, you're just gonna execute this different energy and this different vibe, so it's gonna help in all areas by you just showing up and being a leader in your business.
Yeah, and Serena had a question about haters, and I have a couple of my own thoughts on haters, but I felt like I got a lot of haters maybe in the beginning. And then once you start having that confidence in the business and in yourself, those haters don't even come around anymore. I don't know what your thoughts are on haters, or what you've experienced. Yeah.
I just blocked them from my stories.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were my husband's friends. And actually one of them is my best friend's husband. And so she was like, he eventually came around and he told me, he's like, you're really doing amazing with this business. Like you're like complimented me. Whereas at the beginning, he, it was all hater. And so now we joke that I took him off punishment and he's back on my stories. So. But you gotta protect your vision too, protect your goals. And you don't have time for, we have a saying in Spanish that's like butter. Be like butter. Like, things are just gonna slide right off of you. Like, hate's gonna come and it's just gonna slide off and you move on with your day, right? So you have no time for that. I don't allow any of that. And it also comes down to your mindset, like building your mindset every day. Even if it's a 10-minute, there's this great podcast that I listen to. I can open it up, but it's literally like 5 to 10 minutes every day, and that's it. The word of the day, I think that's the quote of the day show by Sean Croxton. And it's literally 5 to 10 minutes. And if you want more time, then you can follow wherever the link is, right? But just investing in your mindset, that's going to help you with any type of situation in your life, especially with the haters. And at the end of the day, people's opinions, they're not providing anything for you. They're not, they're not paying your bills. They're not bringing money into your pocket. People are always going to have something to say. So being strong enough to not let anything steer your focus away from what it is that you're doing.
I love that. Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions for Lina? No. Okay. Well, Lina, thank you so much for your time. I am just so humbled and so grateful. I just truly appreciate it.
No, thank you guys for the opportunity, and just thank you for, being on this journey. I think regardless of where we are in ranking, we're making a difference. And you have to believe that we're making a difference for other people, for ourselves, for our families, and honing in on that is what's really going to get us through these difficult moments. So thank you, Kate, for the opportunity. Yep. Thank you, girls, for your time. Bye, guys. Have a good Monday.
Thanks, Lina.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye, Trish.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Thank you.